Welcome back to a snowy Rockefeller Plaza. In the wake of the Me Too movement, some prominent women in Hollywood are joining forces now to say time's up.
That is the name of a new coalition formed to address sexual harassment issues in the entertainment industry and actually in workplaces nationwide. Actress Monica Ferrera was instrumental in the creation of this new campaign, and Monica Ramirez has been fighting sexual harassment as the president of the National Farmworkers Women's Alliance. Good morning to both of you. Hi, guys. So here's an obvious question, but time's up for what?
Time's up on the behavior and the culture that makes women less safe in the workplace. And not just women, but people of color, LGBTQ community, disabled people, and anyone else who's marginalized. Time's up on the abuse and exploitation and discrimination that too many people face in the workplace. And not just in our industry, as you said, across all of our industries.
I think that's what's so interesting because, Monica, you are an organizer with the National Farmworkers Alliance, and you actually reached out and wrote this open letter to the Hollywood industry in the wake of the Weinstein scandal and this new awakening. And you offered your support. What does this all mean to have women from totally different walks of life getting together?
I think that, by us joining forces and coming together in the way that we have, it demonstrates how much power we have, but also our commitment to making workplaces better across the nation and really our world better. And, we made the decision to come forward and to send a letter of support because we wanted to ensure that women in Hollywood and others who are coming forward didn't feel alone and that they knew that we stood with them in power.
I'm sorry, I just want to say, to receive a letter on behalf of 700,000 women working in the fields, women who put food in our supermarkets on our tables, standing with us, it was such a moment of modeling what we need to be doing in our larger society. And it was such a signal to us that we couldn't do anything but respond, and not just with words, but with real action. And one of the things we decided to do in our response was seed and fund a new legal defense fund called the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund that will help men and women across all industries fight their sexual harassment cases with subsidized legal defense. And we have raised over $14 million. Wow. And in the last couple days, we have received over $1 million in small $5 donations. So it's incredible to see what's happening just with a simple message that time's up and we've got to do something about it.
America, you had a choice. You could have done what a lot of people are still doing, stand on the sidelines and say, good for them. I hope they fight on. Why did you decide it was important to lend your name, your face, everything to this kind of a cause?
Well, it's not just me, Hoda. It's Right, Time's Up is a group of hundreds of women inside the entertainment industry across every discipline coming together because it's no longer an option to deny what we know. We are not safe in our workplaces, and it's not just about sex. This is about something larger. This is about power dynamics. It's about an imbalance of power that makes people unsafe, and we need to start addressing it much wider than any one perpetrator, any one predator. It's about pay equity. It's about being safe in our jobs. It's about being able to access opportunity to rise up the ranks so that we're represented in leadership. It's about so much.
And Monica, I mean, to your point, it's interesting because you reached out to the Hollywood actresses in that industry, which you think of as a high-profile industry, and women who do have a lot of power. And yet the focus here now through this Time's Up campaign is for women who don't have that power. Women just working in regular jobs, shift workers who might not have the resources.
Well, I mean, I think that the interesting thing about Time's Up is that, yes, it's true that it's for women who don't have resources, but really it's for all of us. And I think that's an important point that we need to keep reminding people about. And, while people think that farmworker women are not powerful, farmworker women are very powerful and have been organizing for a long time around this issue. And we have the experience, not just of having suffered from this problem, but we also have the experience of years of organizing that we wanted to bring forward to support the women in Hollywood who are coming forward.
Ladies, thank you.
Before we let you go, America, we heard your happy news. You are expecting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All the more reason to get to work and start fixing the things that need to get fixed.
You beat me. You hope you're having a boy or girl?
I might, but I'm not telling you.
Thank you so much, America. Monica, appreciate it.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.